Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kathy J Show, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today with me. And thank you to everybody that's now downloaded the Denver 7 app and you're streaming with me. I love you. Shout out to my family in upstate New York. Mwah. Thank you for streaming. How cool is that? We're together. So many miles apart, but we're not. We're right together. I love spending time with you. This is what it's all about. So today, everybody, get ready because we are going to talk about suicide. I know. Everybody's like, Kathy, so heavy. It is a heavy topic, but we need to address it, everybody. So we're going to do it the Kathy J way. We're going to hang out and we're going to have an honest conversation. Suicide isn't going away. The isolation that a lot of people have been feeling during this pandemic has only made things a lot worse. But it's crazy because check this out. New statistics out of the CDC are saying that deaths by suicide actually declined by almost 6% last year. So why is that? What is happening? But experts are saying, whoa, slow down. It's not like everybody all of a sudden got better. It is about the fact that we're having honest dialogues about mental health. That definitely is an improvement. But here's the big thing the experts are saying. This time next year, we want those numbers to still be low. We want to know that whatever everybody's going through right now, you who I'm talking to right now, that you're going to be able to get through this because next year we don't want you as a statistic. We want the numbers to still stay down. So maybe you thought about suicide before. Maybe you've lost a loved one to suicide. If that's the case, I'm very sorry because we all know that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. At least that's what I was always told. When I was in high school, I got bullied by a group of girls because there was this boy that I was dating, okay? So, high school is when all the middle schools get to come together and you guys go to the big high school. So there was everybody that I'd grown up with my whole time up until high school. And then there was all these kids coming together. So when all the new kids came together, it was a chance for you to see new kids, right? I thought it was exciting. High school was going to be amazing. I was a band nerd, so I was excited to have this new opportunity. And guess what? There was this really cute guy that came from another school, and he happened to be a football player. So it was pretty exciting. I would be on the field with the marching band, and I would get to say, that's my boyfriend over there in the half shirt with the cool little football pants on, being my boyfriend. He's my boyfriend, mine, everybody. It was the coolest thing because I never got that experience. And I really liked this guy. But then a bunch of girls from his school that came up with him, they didn't like the fact that he was dating me. And we were in student council together. So what they did was they did the mean girl thing. They started rumors about me. And the rumors got so bad that the guy broke up with me. I lost all my friends. People that I had come up with believed it. Like all the popular kids that I came up with went and joined those popular kids, and they all just thought that it was okay. They left me in the dark. I stopped spending time with my friends. I started wearing different clothes, darker makeup, flannels. I was sending all these signals out. I just didn't know it. And I remember hearing people talking about me in the halls, people I didn't even know talking about me when I was walking by. Thank God there wasn't social media. Can you imagine what kids have to go through these days? So one of those days, one of those dark days when I felt like I had no friends, no life, I was ugly, I was only in high school feeling like this. I started cutting myself, and a friend found me. She told her mom told my mom, and then I was embarrassed. I was really embarrassed because they didn't know how to help me. So I walked over to one of my old friends, we were only in high school, but my old best friends, hi Becca, told her what I was thinking, told her what I wanted to do, and asked her if she'd sing at my funeral. She has the most beautiful voice, and I said, would you sing at my funeral? And you know what she said? She looked me in the eyes and she said, if you kill yourself, I'm not coming to your funeral. And I don't know why, but those were the words that I needed to hear. I was actually shocked that someone would be angry at me if I did that. And I didn't want that because I just wanted to end my pain. I didn't want to start more pain. So when I get in those dark places, I try to work out of them, okay? Because I know how that desperation feels, everybody. And over the years, it's hard not to feel sad because life is sad. But life is also really happy. And if I average out the good times versus the bad times, there's way more good times. Plus, if something happened to me, I never would have gotten to see the look on the mean girls' faces when I beat them and became student body president, and then when I beat them again and became Kathy J, and they asked to be friends with me on Facebook. Ignore. I have to go hug the rock now. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm kidding. The Rock isn't here, but I wish he was. But I have hugged him. So here's the thing. In the next half hour, I'm going to be sending you a virtual hug because everybody could use a hug right now. And we are going to talk about this. And we will be right back. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Kathy J Show. Today we are talking about suicide. It's a very heavy topic, I know, but it's something that we have to talk about because suicide is the second leading cause of death in people ages 10 years old to 34. Do you believe that? 10 years old. And for every death by suicide, there are over 25 attempts. Joining me now is Dr. Patti Ashley, who's a psychotherapist, speaker, and best-selling author. Hi, Dr. Patti.
Hi, Kathy.
Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. So this is a heavy topic, but I really want to go through it because there are people out there obviously contemplating it. I was young and didn't know what I was doing and contemplated it. Why do people even consider suicide in the first place?
They feel hopeless. I think it has a lot to do with shame and not feeling good enough about themselves. It's kind of a shame spiral that spirals down.
No, those girls had bullied me to the point where I felt like shame every second I was walking.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Shame starts from I did something bad or weird or something didn't like it to I am bad.
Right.
And I'm a loser and I'm a failure.
Yes.
And that's what happens with suicide. We're so low in that shame spiral that we can't see a way out.
So does depression and suicide go hand in hand, or can people be depressed their whole life and not ever contemplate suicide?
Well, everybody's different.
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of people think about suicide, but they don't actually act on it because actually committing suicide, I don't know if you had a plan.
Yeah.
But having a plan, that's the one thing we want to look for. How much have you really thought about actually doing it, or how much do you just want to end what's going on? One of my teachers said a long time ago, if you want to kill yourself, by all means kill yourself, just don't harm the body.
Okay.
So there's something in us that we want to let go of and we want to get rid of. But we think that when we get to the point of actually suiciding, there's no way to get rid of that feeling inside of us. So that's the thing. I think there are quite a few people that think about suicide, but aren't really gonna do it.
Agreed. And they shouldn't have shame for thinking it. They just, right? Because I do think, I think even healthy people at some point, when they feel down and you have nowhere else to turn and you feel like no one likes you and you don't like yourself, I think that it's not normal, but I think that it makes sense that you would feel that, like I'm going to end it all. But then the other side of you comes in and says, are we crazy? We're not ending anything. Right. We have a wonderful life. But some people don't have that comes in and says stop.
Right. And depression actually has a lot to teach us. And I think the problem that we have in our culture right now is we try and talk people out of their feelings.
Yes.
And so if someone's feeling sad or depressed or anxious, we try and fix it for them.
You'll get over it.
Yeah.
This will pass.
Yeah. Or, it's not that bad, or don't feel. And so that makes it worse. That creates that shame spiral even deeper down.
How do I talk to you then if I'm trying to cheer you up?
I know. We don't.
Because I have someone that is always depressed to the point where it can depress me.
Yeah.
And so when I hang out with this person, I'm always like, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. Yeah. And to hear them always bringing you down, I mean, it exhausts me. It drains me. But I want to help them. I don't say it's going to get better. What do I say to them?
People just want to be heard. Reflective listening is the best thing you can do. I really hear that you're really struggling. You're having a really hard time. Now, if you have a friend who's always like that, that's kind of a different subject.
Different kind of, right.
That's a different show.
That's my choice for choosing them as a friend. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so back to suicide. The subtle signs that you look for would be detachment. Totally change. Like I was saying, my signs were all there. I detached. I changed my friends. I just changed the way I looked. I mean, everything was there, saying I was having problems. Yeah. What else can you look for in adults? Like, what signs are there? Like that else you need to look for?
Isolation. They may be talking about suicide. They may be saying, I can't get over this. I just don't know how to feel better. They may have more anxiety. Trouble sleeping, alcoholism. increase in drinking and substance abuse.
Does a lot of this come from family issues? I mean, is it something that they're, not that they're taught, but I mean, like, what happens in the family unit that hurts people when they're having issues mentally with suicide?
Well, I think the biggest thing in families is again being talked out of our feelings. Carl Jung used to say, "What we resist persists and often grows stronger." So all that we need to hear is, "It'll be okay. It'll be okay." I have to tell a story about my daughter when she was 2 years old or 3 years old. My youngest daughter is extremely emotional. She has been, like, cried in the nursery.
It happens. Some of us are very emotional, Dr. Patti.
So, but she's so full of life, right? But she was crying one day, and my mom said, "Laura, you're so much prettier when you're not crying," and she just magnified, like, her tears, like, wailed and wailed and wailed. And I was studying with a really well-known person at the time, Catherine Kersey in Virginia, my graduate studies. And I knew about what we're talking about is validating feelings. And I said, "Mom, when she's ready to stop crying, she will." And she overheard me say that, immediately stopped crying. Okay. So she went from wailing when my mother was trying to get her to stop to stopping when I said it was okay. I gave her permission.
So you're telling us, although those of us that are trying to help people out there, give the people permission to have those emotions. Because if they don't, then the shame comes, then they pull back more.
And it gets worse.
Okay.
Like Carl Jung says, what we resist persists and often grows stronger.
How long do I have to hear them repeat their feelings?
Well, again, that's what I'm saying. That's another show. But,
okay. But the first thing when you're hanging out with somebody, let them tell you what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Don't try to fix it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of you men want to immediately fix something. You don't try to fix it, right? You just have to sit and listen.
And I do it all the time when I work with families and couples, and I give them a cue, like, let's listen. And it's really, really hard to do.
Yes.
Because we mean well, right? We want to help our children. We want to help them feel better. We want to.
But I might not relate to what you think is so sad that's ruining your life. I'm going to be like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what I'm dealing with." So it's just miscommunication from the get-go. So the listening is really where, even if you don't think something, you need to just shut up and listen to the person.
Exactly.
Right.
And I was working with a family yesterday, and this happened. And my client, she's a college student, she said, "See, when you say that, I feel like a failure." And all Dad was trying to do was help.
Right.
His intention was to help. And it was like,
because especially with kids, man, mine are only like 6 and 8, and I say something like, "You look great today," and all of a sudden I'm a horrible mom. So they hear, everything here is different. So when you're not communicating, you need to stop and just listen more. We will come back with more after the break, because Dr. Patti has tips if you're the person that feels you're slipping, you're falling, you can't get up. Dr. Patti has some advice for you, give you a little hope. We'll be right back. Kathy J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathy J. Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Kathy J. This show goes so fast. I can't believe it. Welcome back to the show. Today check your watch, Dr. Patti. Today we're talking about suicide, joined by Dr. Patti Ashley. Earlier we spoke about recognizing signs and just the fact that people want to be heard and not judged. So now we're going to talk about some things to help you stand back up if you are suffering right now. Let's talk real fast, Dr. Patti, about the people that are suffering during the pandemic. So you saw the report last year, suicide went down 6%. Yeah. Experts are saying is because people reached out more and our lives had all changed. This is the year people are worried about.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
why?
Well, and I've been thinking a lot about that too. Why did it go down a little bit? And I think my thought is it's related to the bullying.
Really?
Kids who are bullied at school didn't want to go to school. And those were a lot of the in the statistic in Colorado was ages 10 to 14 was the leading cause of death in 2019.
So sad.
And I think a lot of it is the bully and the gender issues and all the things that kids are, and like your story was just beautiful about that, the mean girl thing.
Oh yeah.
There is so much of that going on. So there was kind of a break.
It was a break. So maybe but that goes to show just how much that is right in the back of our head about the fact that bullying is really bad. Everybody, stop doing it. Okay, let's move on to hope, because I only have you for about 4 more minutes. So,
oh my gosh.
Okay, so hope. You have a great acronym, and break it all down. I'm just going to be quiet over here. Everyone out there, if you feel that you're suicidal, you have those dark moments, here's your hope.
And it's also helpful for people who, in answer to Mary's question earlier, she was saying, what do people do when they know someone who may be suicidal? I think it can kind of overlap a little bit. And I think you definitely, if someone is talking suicide, I love what your friend said, I'm not coming to your funeral, forget it. I think.
I don't know if that was the right thing to say. That was just her honest emotion.
But I think, when we're suicidal, we're hopeless, and we want people to know we're hopeless. And so what our friends need to do is call 911. And take it seriously, because some of the kids that I work with, talk about other kids just talking about suicide, kind of attention getting. So when we got to take it seriously. So anyway, we've lost hope. So how do we get back our hope?
How do we get it?
Let's take the H. And that's just hold on, because you will get through this. There will be brighter days, but when we're in those feelings, we think we're never going to get through it.
Ever.
And that, again, adds to that shame spiral. And we just feel like we're in this dark hole. We're never going to get out. So just hold on. It's going to get better. O is opt out of the shame thoughts and the negativity, which is easier said than done. Because
you're wired up here.
You're wired up there. So one thing I say is I'm enough, and I have my cute little Nuff character, NUFF, he's a fuzzy little guy. And I show that to my clients and they laugh, because we can't get to I'm enough when we're in a shame spiral. So whenever we opt out of that, sometimes bringing playfulness in and humor, which is the next one, P, play, creativity.
Play, everybody. Find your smile. When I am so sad, I still wake up in the morning and go, like I try to force myself.
Well,
to
and
smile.
watching funny things. Jimmy Fallon got me through the pandemic.
Did he? Yeah. Fainting goats get me through anytime I'm in a bad mood, I'll Google a fainting goat and bam, I am laughing my butt off.
Yeah, or the cat videos. My cat and I watch the cat videos.
Yes, love the cat.
So do something funny, just because humor actually helps rewire the brain and helps get us out of the shame a little bit. Creativity. So if you like music, art, dance,
do it.
Do it. Do
Plus
something.
It's an outlet. Get it out. And then E.
And E is express emotion. And I think that's what we were talking about earlier. Who's the safe person you can tell your feelings to? Write them out, draw them out. But again, don't.
Way out. Write them out, draw them out, way out.
Well, it is. It is, because we hold it in our body, and that's what depression is. I always say depression is like carrying a really heavy backpack around, and we need to take that backpack off.
It is true what they say. You have to process those emotions. If you keep bottling those emotions, it eventually just explodes.
Yeah,
and then where are you? You're back in the same spot, but now you have to handle the mess that just happened.
Right, and that's what depression is. It's pressing down all these emotions, and so you're carrying so much weight. And so we take it off, and then we gradually look at it one thing at a time. We can't look at it all at once. This is why therapy is long on time going.
Oh, I thought it was because y'all wanted more money.
Right. I'm not sure what to say to that, Kathy J.
say, oh, Kathy, you crazy kid, you. No, you're absolutely right, Dr. Patti. Therapy, it is about peeling layers of onions back. It's our whole life that goes through on in therapy. So if you are somebody if you or somebody you know needs help right now, you can always find resources by going online. Safetotell.org is one of Dr. Patti's favorites. That's with a numeral 2, or suicidepreventionlifeline.org is also one that Dr. Patti wanted to make sure we got out there. You can also call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. The number again, 1-800-273-8255. We love you. You're worth it. Love yourself, okay? And look forward to seeing you. We'll be right back.
Kathy J.
The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathy J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on.
Kathy J.
Hi everybody, it's already time for the show to end. We'll get an hour show, don't worry about it. The Kathy J 2.0 show is just around the corner. But I have to say thank you to my partners, Ramos Law, FitMD, the Colorado Lottery, and Oakwood Homes. I couldn't do the show without you. Thank you very much. And thank you to IKEA Centennial for my awesome set. Thank you to Dr. Patti. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for dedicating your life to helping others.
you.
Final thoughts, final words. Dr. Patti, this is let's start with this really fast and then I'll give you some final thoughts. This book, how can this help people?
So I wrote this book for therapists because, we've talked a lot about trauma now in our work, but shame and trauma are very much alike in the nervous system. And so everybody has some level of shame, especially from the old parenting practices of you're not good enough and that sort of thing. So this is for clinicians, but people can use it on their own too. It has a lot of worksheets in it and a lot of ways to help overcome shame. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. You can find it, everybody, at Reconstruct the Authentic Self. Find it at Amazon.com. Okay, last words, Dr. Patti, to everybody out there.
Well, I think just that everybody has it in terms of shame. Brene Brown says everybody has it. Nobody wants to talk about it, and not talking about it makes it worse. So when we talk about the shame spiral and how people get way down into it, how do we allow people to have a voice,
Have a voice, everybody. Dr. Patti, I appreciate you being here today. Get help. Don't be scared to talk about it. Talk! That's what we do on the Kathy J Show. Bye!